Please subscribe to this channel and we'll keep the comedy clips flowing. And now...
Please welcome to the stage, it's Colleen Cheetham-Gerrard!
Hello, I've got props, bear with. So, hello, yes, my name is indeed Colleen Cheetham-Gerrard. Despite the name, I am not a columnist for the Daily Telegraph. No, for my job, I'm actually a HR manager. Yeah, whatever, boo, hiss, whatever, I've heard it all before. Like, I can kind of sense that you're disappointed in me, some of you more than others. But the thing is, I'm disappointed in me too. Because what happened is I graduated in 2009 with an arts degree, you know, in the middle of the worst financial crisis since World War II. And I took the first job I could find because I needed to eat. And then suddenly it's 10 years later and I'm like, gross misconduct, oh no, no. Like, my parents are nurses. Like, they've spent 30 years. I know, it's hilarious. They help people. Why? No, 30 years in the NHS, and then they scrimped and they saved to put me through university, right? The first one in the family to get a degree. And how do I repay them? By being, in the words of my father, the enemy of the working man. They just tell people that I work in the city. The people in my hometown think I'm a banker. I went back last Christmas and in Morrison's, Becky's mum asked me for advice on stocks and shares. And I'm a people pleaser, so I gave her some. She's bankrupt now. Now people say, oh Colleen, but you must have seen some terrible things in the workplace, and I actually have. People are awful. But the worst thing I've ever seen, and this is true, is I went into the kitchen one day and a man filled up a cup with hot water, then added milk, then added the tea bag. In my opinion, he should be on a register. He should not be around normal people. But I'm actually not alone in having that kind of response. In my experience, the thing that really winds people up in the workplace is food. That is what causes the most arguments. And I stole this on the way out of the office today from the microwave. This is 100% true. Do not reheat your fish in the microwave! All caps. The smell spreads throughout the building! And this is not acceptable when we have clients coming in! If this is repeatedly violated, I will remove the microwave! Thank you. Imagine for a minute the sign writer of this, who has taken the time to write this, and they put it and they formatted it. This is actually our company colours and branding as well. So they put the company spin on it, and then they've warmed up the laminator and laminated it. Okay, imagine how much their blood must have been boiling every time they smelt mackerel. Right? And just imagine, because it says, I will remove the microwave. This indicates they're in a position of power. If they had spent even a fraction of this time doing their day job, we might have been in profit this year. And it's the PASAG thank you that I personally love the most. Right, guys, seriously, don't let me lose this, because I am going to have to go into work at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning to replace it. Because I'm genuinely concerned that they will check the CCTV and they will murder me. So, yeah. So I use comedy a lot in the workplace, as you can tell by the effortless segue. And I actually do quite find it useful for my job, you know. Knock, knock. Who's there? P. P who? P45, due to redundancies, we are restructuring your role. Good day. I don't actually do it like that, not least because that is very much against ACAS's code of conduct when it comes to a restructuring conversation. And And the reason that I try and sort of use comedy in my day job is that when I first went into the workplace, I was quite young, I was quite awkward, and what I did to try and make myself seem cool and insouciant is I did 3 things. So firstly, I aggressively used exclamation marks in emails because it made me seem fun. I also... I like you. You are not fired. I also drank excessively at company socials because, well, I mean, I still do that, whatever. And the third thing was whenever I was on Skype, I just did smiley face a lot. Yeah. So I started doing comedy and I did like an evening course because nothing says rock and roll and art like an evening class. And I'm really comfortable in my own skin now and I can make people laugh. And I actually made somebody laugh in a pensions briefing once. And I mean, you can keep your pro-comedians, right? Yeah, sure, you sold out a stadium tour. Sure, you've got a travel show on BBC One. But can you bring tell-alls into a conversation about auto-enrolment and the ramifications of IR35? I think not, Romesh Ranganathan. Right, you have all been fabulous. I hope if you take nothing else from this, it's be your own true self in the workplace, unless your own true self microwaves mackerel. Don't do that, they'll kill you. Thank you.
Hey you, lovely person. Please be sure to subscribe to this We Are Funny Project channel. It really helps us to keep bringing you comedy clips, stand-up tips and a whole load more. Thanks in advance.